singing beautifully.
Okay. Okay. So, um, oh, are we streaming? Do I need to
Yes, we
pause
have been
before?
this entire time.
Excellent. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, what are
So,
technical difficulties?
yeah. So I guess to recap, since the streamers had last seen us, so yeah, we're in a sci-fi setting. Most recently, the group was in, including Briza, was in a system called Zalhut, which had some black holes affecting time and space and slowly pulling in this resource rich asteroid belt. They were successful there and departed to a new planet called Nanalu 3, an ocean world that was having a plague that was starting to spread from the trenches below, affecting their underwater crops, mutating animals, and causing a major crisis where people were having to flee the more rural areas into these underwater protected domes. They were seeking out any scientists that could prove useful, or doctors and people with medical skill. And that's when Salvina basically applied and interviewed briefly with the magistrate. They got a feel for the situation. Looking at the disease, there was what was it? Oh, they went underwater to find a young like priestess's item, and while doing that, also recovered some tissue samples, which Julie used to find a cure, which they soon discovered was actually turning several individuals into kind of rampaging zombie type creatures.
Mhm.
So, what happened with the cruise ship? Someone want to recap that part?
Oh, well, we managed
I'll
through
put
some
it up on.
incredible rolls to get a cure into the cruise ship's ventilation system before everyone went disease crazy. And then what? They became refugees.
Yeah, then they arrived safely, all the passengers. So, most recently, though, the group had gone underneath the waves. They were tracking a genetic signal through use of Salvina's crystals, and found that there was a biological source that was like, long range. Manipulating the mutation of these creatures. So they went and found this underwater lab, but not without first being accosted by some cybernetic plesiosaurs, some aquatic dinosaurs. And that's when Briza decided to exit the vessel in her mech suit, so that she could distract them, lead them astray, while the party safely, made its way inside the sea lab.
Like you
So,
do in a mech.
like you do, yeah. So, Briza, you'll be joining back at the door, having successfully led the plesiosaurs away. After giving a little bit of chase, they actually seem to have gave up, going into some dark trenches where you didn't feel it was wise to follow. And yeah, you can show up here at the station in just a moment. Were there any other major parts on the recap to mention?
Um, Gacy putting the camera inside the shower.
Yeah, sorry.
Important we follow that up.
Let's
What?
To
let's
spy
mention
on our
let's
new.
mention.
Did we talk about our new recruit?
No, we didn't. Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the new recruit a little bit.
Merciless? Is that right?
Yeah, so I guess I'll pick this one up. So when the crew is investigating the new area that they're in, they find themselves in a lab where someone is currently under quarantine and being they're basically trying to find a cure. There, they meet a seeming friend of that person who had been working for them, who was in an entire basically an infiltration suit. and the suit is completely covering. There's no, although clearly humanoid in some fashion, there's no way to know who or what is inside the suit. Even the voice has been modulated to sound nice, but to give no distinguishing characteristics. The person was actually on a monitoring barge when the infection first hit. They're forced to actually kill some of the people that were turned in order to save themselves. They did manage to smuggle their boss off, who was the one in the quarantine, a lady by the name of Zeldira, who also becomes the first person to receive the antidote made by the doctor of the crew. And it seems to be working. Person identifies themselves as Chrysalis, someone who was working on cybersecurity for the monitoring barge to make sure that the information that they were recording from all of the tourist activities wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. Chrysalis joins the group, helps with the out-of-control ship, and then, however, Yoshi the dinosaur, despite being in a very perilous situation, possibly life and death, does take the time to ask crew member Gacy to hook up cameras in the shower with the hope of finding out what is inside the infiltration suit. Yes, right in the middle of everything. It's pretty good. There's also a fantastic cockpit moment with Salvina and Eli.
Yeah. It's very inspirational.
There was a lot of
Oh,
stick
no.
grabbing.
Oh yeah.
Well,
A
it
lot
was
of
like
what?
it was like a
What
firm
grabbing?
shoulder grab.
It was what grabbing?
Stick.
Dick?
Stick.
No, innuendo.
Dick?
Exactly, you see.
Stick. Yeah. There was
Okay.
a scene right there grabbing sticks.
So S-T-I-C-K, not D-I-C-K, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
basically, Eli was having Salvina help with the piloting, but his instruction and everything that was being described was very heavily laced with innuendo. So it was a great moment. And then the last thing that happened when we got in, there was a huge battle between a bunch of the bioweapons and the crew. Chrysalis was hit very hard in the fight, and Salvina was almost shredded to death. Actually, if it wasn't for Yoshi, they probably all would have died. So it was actually a fairly harrowing encounter.
I kicked somebody's head off. Mhm.
I think that mostly, and then finally, after securing the entryway, the crew makes their way into an office where Chrysalis begins to hack the computer and pulls up a bunch of information. That's more or less.
And so, yeah, that's a great addition to the recap there. And yeah, the document that I had posted a couple days ago in the little side chat recapped a few things. The key takeaways is that whoever's running this lab was the same people running Yoshi's lab. Seems that they were trying to, resurrect extinct species. Additionally, seems like they were somehow related to Eli's former vessel, also being demolished, along with several other USF spaceships. So it seems that there's some kind of scheme happening behind the scenes. And not only that, but you may have a lead on where to go next to intercept them and see what they're all about.
Oh, one probably good point for the recap, Dustin, would be like a summary of the ancient obelisk that was uncovered and is, in theory, all a part of this.
Yes, and I'm going to recap a little bit of this inside the session. But yes,
Cool.
Michael, did he flicker out for y'all?
No,
Yeah, he
yes.
flickered
Yeah.
out. Julie
But he's
went
back.
but now she's back.
Oh,
Oh wait, she just got out of camera.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Julie.
Yes. I can hear you, Michael.
I can't see or hear Michael.
And I'll refresh then.
Refresh.
I'm cutting my pizza.
Mhm.
Continue.
I can't wait to see that pizza, Michael.
Oh, I can show y'all mine.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to put
Yeah.
a vat of red pepper on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's a Red Baron.
Ooh.
5
Whoa.
cheese. Oven baked.
The Germans have excellent pizza.
Dave, you said yours isn't refreshing.
Whose?
If you mouse over, oh, I guess if your whole browser is locked up, it won't work. But if you mouse over your icon, there's a little reset button on it. If that works, it's like a little 2 arrows in a circle. Okay.
I just-
Roll20 is quite a buggy program for the video chat features.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's see
So
that
Dave
pizza.
just
Show
It's
us
a brand
why.
I've never seen
oh,
before.
your pizza.
I hope you can see it.
Oh, wow.
But it's like
Beautiful.
extra deep dish. I just got pepperoni, and I don't use plates unless David's around. So.
Did you make that yourself?
No, it's like a frozen one.
Oh, okay.
Like a kind of bougie frozen one.
Nice.
Yeah,
You didn't eat the whole thing?
Yeah.
It's not that
Okay,
big.
cool.
I'm gonna
It's
eat
a
my
pizza.
whole pizza.
What? You guys are crazy.
Uh-oh.
Who are
Who's
you
missing,
Dave?
Dave?
Uh-oh.
Now
He's
he's
gone
gone
back
again.
inside his cocoon.
Everybody back with you. Oh, yay!
Oh, she's back.
All right,
We're all,
we're all
we're
I
all
went
here.
ahead and
Alright.
refreshed myself again for good measure.
I see all 5 of you. We'll kind of recap since y'all were exploring up here, gathering information. This will also be an excellent opportunity for all of you to hear the bay doors open as your Volgan friend and her robot companion re-enters. Right, Bonnie?
Yes.
Cool. And
So, out of
again,
character, real fast.
yeah.
There was a lot of information. I tried to capture as much of it in my mind as I could. But there's a strong possibility I will misremember or have gaps. But I'll
Yeah.
do my best.
I've been adding notes in the Trello too, so.
That's
Okay.
totally fine. The main
have
thing
that pulled
to
up.
know, Bonnie, is that as y'all were coming down here to investigate the source of the disease, you played misdirection on some cybernetic plesiosaurs,
Yeah.
and now that they're gone, you rejoined your party.
Got it.
There we go.
You see, Bonnie, you simply took one little knock to the head during the fight, so you're still a little loopy. So your short-term memory is still slightly
I took a fin to the head.
exactly. All
And
in
a rocket.
character.
All
Okay.
right, but yeah, I will end recap music, and you guys are back in the now lit laboratory. Dave was able to get
This
some of the
laboratory
systems
is
online.
lit.
What's that?
I said this laboratory is lit.
Yes.
Oh. Mm.
There are still a few rooms that y'all had not explored up here, and of course, the main attraction is behind the elevator bays that descend into this cluster of black coral that the aboleth, the designer of this plague, dwells in.
Ooh.
We didn't go in these rooms, did we?
No, yeah, those are some of the other rooms that you'll have.
I'll
to,
bust one down.
All right.
We see Brizza come in, right?
Oh yeah. So Yoshi, you see Brizza come in first.
And I'm
Oh,
still, am I in the mech though or no?
You could have gotten out of the mech.
Okay.
Yeah. Since you're going
Alright.
indoors.
I say,
Like-
welcome back. We
Oh.
slayed some zombified, what were they called, Salvina?
So, yeah.
Plesiosaurs? Or no?
No, The Medusa zombies.
Oh, Medusazoans.
Medusazoans.
Oh.
Oh, and audience, Salvina is currently going by another name. Salvina.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the Trello page. Wait, I don't know where it is now.
Savona.
I lost it.
Brizza, it's good to see you well. You lost those swimming dinosaurs.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a tough situation, but I pulled through.
All right.
Now what are we up to?
Our situation down here, there's zombie-like hostiles, and we're trying to find out something or other. What was it, Doctor?
either.
Yeah, y'all are looking for the aboleth, the creature that created the plague, or you assume to.
Yes, we're looking for the source of the plague. We believe it may have originated with the aboleth.
Should I know?
Go
Should
ahead,
I
Bonnie.
know why Salvina is using a fake name?
No one does.
Is that like a? No one knows. Oh, okay.
Just kind of happened.
Yeah. So as you're looking throughout the area, I just want to kind of be clear with some of the objectives here. There are the information logs that you had already recovered. There are the rooms that you can loot, and then Chrysalis. It does look like you might be able to get some additional information about the aboleth that they had on file. It will require a little bit of clever hacking to do so, so we'll need an Arcana check to get that.
Okay, back in the office.
Yes.
That's him. I'm suddenly seized with inspiration and run back into the office. Redcon, I never left.
Yeah, and Yoshi, as you're investigating, you can go ahead and make a investigation check for these rooms, but you do find that they're all empty. There's no secret Medusa zombies waiting for you, and it does look like several supply closets and things like that. There's some weapon racks, all of which everything's waterlogged. Some spare parts. But you do find a small container full of credits.
Money.
And with that investigation check, you do actually find that one of the containers that has a long barrel rifle in it is actually still intact.
Hey, hey, buddy, Yoshi.
That's
Noticed
me.
Noticed you found a little treasure there.
No, just a broom.
I think I know a long barrel rifle when I see one.
Maybe I need it.
Can you use sidearm with your?
Yoshi will try.
Raptor with a sniper rifle.
His little baby arms to pull open this rifle and hold it on his shoulder.
I had that nightmare once.
You had a nightmare of a velociraptor with
With
the
the sniper rifle. Clever girl.
We can just attach a really long trigger mechanism and then mount it, and then there you go.
A string to his tooth. Yeah.
Quick.
Yoshi,
fan
I
art
don't
on
think
the-
you're actually proficient in these, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so it doesn't quite rest well, especially underwater here.
I give it to Eli.
All right,
Thanks, buddy.
so Eli, this is a. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry.
This is a D10 ranged weapon, like a heavy crossbow.
Ooh,
Oh.
thank you. Thanks, buddy. This is a nice piece of equipment.
No problem.
Alright.
If you find any spaghetti stashes, you know where they need to be sent.
I'm on the lookout for some pasta. Some
So Chrysalis, as you're digging around in the files there, you do actually find some additional information about the aboleth. You do discover that these are very ancient fish creatures. They are assumed to live for 10,000 years or more and hibernate in ocean planets for very prolonged periods. They have a mastery of genetic manipulation. They're capable, in fact, of doing this stuff without any technological assistance. So they just secrete fluids that do this. So with proper resources, though, they're capable of even space travel. And then you managed to crack through to a last bit of information. It seems that whenever a aboleth survives birth, when they get through their clutch, it collects all of the memories of its ancestors. So they have a genetic memory that's
Genetic
passed
ancestral
along.
memory. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is my
Yeah.
hacking animation, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's good. So that's one of the reasons that they're so prized is they have information from eons ago. So, and then a last bit of I think it's info that you asked about pumping this area free of water. You think that it's possible, but you'll have to do so from the elevator shaft.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so are we in water right now?
Yeah, y'all are floating in water. These bodies are kind of just moving or floating around.
I had to go get a custom suit made for Yoshi.
Yeah, everyone's wearing custom, or Yoshi's got a custom suit. Everyone else has standard suits.
And Chrysalis is in the infiltration suit.
Is that waterproof?
Unique to Chrysalis. Well, everyone, I found more information about. Oh, by the way, Chrysalis hasn't slept since all of this started. Since the whole thing went down, so they're very, very tired. So I found some more information about the obelisk thing. It's pretty nasty. I'll send it to you all. Basically, I mean, we already knew they were ancient, but apparently they have like genetic ancestral memory, so that they just keep spreading this information they get, I guess, when they experiment on people. This stuff seems crazy, and it seems even crazier than these idiots thought that they could use the obelisk's, I don't know, residue without all this shit happening. Also, I might get the water out of here, but I can't do it from here. We'd have to start going down into the elevator shaft, which I'm thinking is less and less of a good idea.
Do we need to get the water out of here for some reason?
I just feel a little out of my depth.
Good one.
No. If I wanted to make a bad pun, I would have said I was under pressure.
Very punny.
What's the kidder, Chris?
I
We
did
got a
not
regular
know.
comedian on our hands.
I think we've found the team clown, everyone.
We might have to have a stand-up night aboard the ship.
So y'all can't see into this elevator room yet, but from looking at the map, this is roughly the layout. There's a shaft that descends into the black coral pod that the aboleth dwells in. In that, you will not be able to drain of water.
Can you ping it? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so we're actually planning to go down. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been trying to play this cool.
What's up, man?
Okay, ever since I saw Zaldira, who seems like a nice person, thought she might be my friend, get turned into that thing and try to kill me, I've just kind of been trying to go with emotions. I've been trying to play it cool, like Zanzar Malcolm from the mercenary vids, that guy. And I'm sorry, like we did all this stuff. We saved a ship. We've been fighting bioweapons. I got punched so hard I felt my insides on the outsides. The doctor almost shredded and died right next to us.
Yeah, that was badass too. Good job, Scott.
And
Don't worry.
presumably it's just going to get worse if we go down, so why? We sent the information to the magistrate. They can send the military in. We've secured the entrance for them. Do we just want to die?
Who's
Well-
the magistrate?
Based on the correspondence we intercepted, or that you intercepted, it sounds like they're trying to use this thing, and it's very dangerous.
Agreed.
I'm getting the impression that we can't trust them to take care of it. We need to take it out.
No, we can't trust anyone else to do this job. We are the cavalry.
What if we just end up as floating corpses?
That's a very real possibility that heroes face every day.
Welcome to the gang.
We can't turn our back on the people here.
Every moment we hesitate, people die up there from this mutation.
Yeah, you've been saying that this whole time, and I think you could probably just go kill everything, but feeling a little less confident myself. This suit isn't designed for heavy combat. It's an infiltration suit.
Oh, infiltration, huh? Maybe we can make this a stealth mission then.
Underwater.
Somehow, everything you say gets sexualized for me, Eli. I don't know if it is just me.
It's not intentional, but it does happen.
I don't know if you talk like this just to make things feel more calm, or if you're just crazy.
It's the voice. It's that golden voice.
And somehow his suit is still unbuttoned, showing his chest hair. Even this low down.
In the water.
Yeah.
Do you people really do this like all the time?
Hell yeah, we do.
It's our
Wait, I'm not sure what you're
responsibility to
talking about
help those in need.
Yes.
We're just here for the little guy.
Look, there's other options here, Chris. If you wanted to stay on the ship and maybe be backup from the exterior, that might work, but we could sure use your help, especially if, computer thingamajigs are involved.
No, if you all go down and die, all I'm going to be thinking about is what if I was there? What if I was one more stupid dart shot or one more computer hack away from saving you? So if you're going to go, I'm going to go.
That's the spirit.
It will all be okay. It always is.
I may just hide behind more pillars. That's all I'm saying.
So far, we haven't died.
I thought you were.
You got knocked out once.
I knew you had it in you, Chris.
We are the most powerful group. We have a talking dinosaur, a sexy lost spaceman, a crystal girl, and a furry. We are unstoppable.
I mean, to be fair, Chris back in the group does help the odds.
Yeah, we look good.
And now a cyber ninja. We are all good.
I guess that's me. Okay. Now, mind you, you can't see any of my facial expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We assume
we
you're
will.
fine.
There's a lot of emotional inflection, though, right?
There's a lot of gesticulating.
Yeah.
The voice
Yeah, I
is
was
still
gonna
so
say
heavily
gestures.
modulated that only the actual words themselves are indicating any frustration or panic or emotion.
So does your voice come out just like, hello?
Well,
I
no,
am
it's
very
like it's really
concerned."
high tech, so it's a very pleasant voice.
Oh.
It's just been modulated to not give away really anything discernible.
Are you
You
saying
can't be pinned down to any
this
race
voice
or
is unpleasant?
gender or whatnot.
So, you do notice that the double doors leading into the elevator bay still await you, and yeah, that's about the only route from here.
Let's get our heads in the game. Are you in or are you out, Chris?
I'm in, guys. Just keep
All
your
right.
eyes peeled. If you see anything that looks like I can hack into it, just let me know. I'll be watching.
They're right. Stay frosty. Follow my lead. I'll keep you all safe.
Are you bloodied still, or is that just you forgot to take it off?
I used like all of my hit die. I'm not bloody.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, y'all had time for a short rest if you didn't already
Yeah.
do.
I healed up all the way too.
Cool.
I'm max.
All right, so the doors open up. You find the lights on, and yeah, you can enter the room now. And you do see the elevator shaft that has a platform that does magnetically lower into the coral chamber below. Peering down, though, it is unlit. So,
One thing I think I should say before we go down is we should be ready to kill this obelisk.
Oh yeah, we should.
the thing that you're standing on, Chris, by the way, is does look like it's the main computer in this room. So it is the mechanism if you wanted to drain the lab for whatever reason. Maybe power on the lights to the level below. You might be able to do that.
Yeah, Chris is still hoping that maybe the military will show up anytime and require myself to go down. So I do go ahead and drain the lab.
All right, Cool. So yeah, you get that. Did you also want to turn on the lights?
Guys, is there any reason you can think of why I shouldn't turn the lights on? If the obelisk is an underwater creature, it can probably see just fine underwater anyway. So,
Do we know if it's so it contains all these like ancestral memories? Is it sentient? Does it use language? Like,
Yes.
is it reasoning?
Yeah, you do get the sense that it is intelligent. It can communicate and it can be reasoned with.
I mean,
All right.
it's a good we have evidence that they, that these obelisks experiment on other races, so they have to have some kind of intelligence, even if it's weird.
I thought these obelisks were weapons of sorts.
The obelisks I guess the obelisks make weapons to defend themselves with the engineering, and these people have decided to use the obelisk remains to make their own, which, as we can see, backfired spectacularly, just actually like in most of those vids. People just watch more movies. They might not do as much stupid stuff.
Any creature that is capable of what we have seen should be put down.
I won't argue. I mean, we have evidence that the obelisks show up periodically to do shit a lot like this. I'm not feeling any mercy or pity here.
I think we should do the lights and then head down.
I flick on the lights.
All
Do
right.
we know how it corrupts people?
Using its own like body and like solutions and so forth. I don't know if it like does any kind of modification, like it can modify its own. What would be the right word? It's not excrement.
Excretions?
Excretions. Thank you. I knew it was close. It can modify its own excretions to affect its research, or if it just slaps its. I almost said a real bad word there. Slaps its stuff onto people and sees what happens.
So don't touch it?
It's jizz.
I wouldn't recommend it, no. At least that's the one advantage of us being in these suits.
So as you flip on the lights there, you do see several writhing tentacles from the dark of the elevator shaft, and a couple of the Medusa zombies swimming rapidly up towards you, to a point where you might be able to get some shots off or otherwise make some preparations.
Whoa.
So Breza's standing at the edge, and she's already gunning down here. Let me mark something here. One moment. All right. Yeah. So you get a solid shot on one of them as fluids immediately fill the water. And let me go ahead and get them on the map as they're not quite there yet, but swimming up. And then behind them, with all the writhing tentacles, Yoshi, I'm gonna move you.
Yeah.
And the tentacles are moving like the owner of said tentacles is awake.
Well, you see this creature, which is a further mutated Medusazoan that is much larger than the others.
Can you make one of the little ones big so I can see it better?
Yeah. And then these are standard
Whoa.
human size.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. And with that, we will go ahead and roll initiative. Let's do this one. Let me get the tracker up. There we go. Did I get everyone's? Yeah.
Look at those 3D dice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They have so many dimensions. At least 3.
Jeez.
All right. I added one too many. We got 21 and 20, and that means that starting off this combat are the Medusa zombies. They will swim out of the darkness, move their full swim speed of 30 feet up to the edge of the shaft, where one will attack Briza, Not the one that wounded you, unfortunately. But we'll do oh, not that one. Second
Not the one that I wounded, do you mean?
Yeah, the unwounded one swipes at Brizza. 20 to hit.
20 hits.
Alright, so 5 total damage. And then the other one will swipe at Yoshi.
Well, actually, I'm gonna use defensive round. Oh, well, I still take a couple damage, 3
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, so you'll take 3 damage. And Yoshi, it looks like you probably dodged that one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, next up, sorry I got rid of the initiative, is the other one.
That big boy.
The big boy. She will, well, on the edge there. Let's have Salvina, Brizza, and Yoshi all make Constitution saves as she jets out this mucus cloud of this olive green fluid that immediately fills the area. Looks like Yoshi's probably okay, but Salvina and Brizza, both of you take 11
Woo!
acid damage.
And I take 5.
You take 5, and then yeah, your skin. I guess except for Salvina, but Brizza, your skin starts to feel more gelatinous. Yoshi, your turn.
Turn it into jello. I will make 2 claw swipes against the big one.
So the big one is still about 30 feet away.
Oh,
You'll
okay. So this
down
one
into the shaft, yeah.
with a 9 and a 5 for a total of 14 damage.
And did you swim down to the large one?
Yeah, I'm attacking the one that's up here.
Got it. The wounded one takes 14 points of damage, is bloodied. Anything else, Yoshi?
Nope.
All right, Chrysalis.
Do I need to disengage to avoid an attack opportunity from that one?
You have cover from the corner.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Can I probably just try to finish off the hurt one? Yeah, I'll take a shot at the hurt one.
Okay. Do you step away first?
Is there like a penalty if I don't?
Well, I mean, you'll be shooting around a corner. That's what allowed you to get away.
Oh, gotcha.
Like if
what-
you move back 1 square, you're fine to shoot it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay.
All right, just a sec.
Mhm.
Still getting used to roll 20.
How's y'all's pizza, everyone?
It's awesome.
Michael, did you eat all yours already? Oh my goodness, Michael.
It was so much because it was so thick, but I just like kept going.
You believe
Couple
in
class
yourself, yeah.
That's weird.
What's weird?
You rolled.
Did I? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it happened.
I
All
didn't
right.
do that.
So yeah, unfortunately, stepping back, maybe startled, but the shot goes wild. Salvina.
Full spoots engage. I shoot back. Next to Eli here. To avoid further damage. And I'm gonna use my blaster on the one that attacked me.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh. See what happens with the critical failure.
I don't have that button.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Actually, I forget. I don't have the list in front of me, so we'll just skip it for now. So
You just feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Not badly.
it is a miss. So another laser hits the wall behind him. Eli.
I'm like, all right, let's see what this thing can do, and I like back up and hold the rifle up to my shoulder, and I I can see the bloody one clearly from here, right? Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roll another
Oh.
d10.
Plus my dexterity modifier?
I think so. No, just another weapon die, I think. 14 damage.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, it kind of like kicks me back. I wasn't like expecting the fourth one. I'm like, all right.
Yep. And with that, it's pushed back and starts floating down into the water. A corpse.
And I'll inspire Yoshi. I'll be like, come on, buddy, let's do this.
Rawr.
Good shot.
Grizza.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. You double hand smash that riot shield into the one as it rises up, stopping its
Is that-
momentum.
I can't remember. Can I attack twice if I don't move or do anything else? With melee?
Not till y'all level up. Yeah. Because
Okay.
y'all are still low level, so one attack per turn usually.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Grizza?
That's it.
All right. It will swipe at you again. Looks like a 9-1
Did
miss.
not hit. Yeah.
All right. And then this one, as it rises out of the water, now within melee reach of both of you, the larger tentacled one. Both Brizza and Yoshi will get a lash.
Looks like that missed me.
For a 9 and an 8. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
missed.
y'all dodge, and it is Yoshi's turn.
Yoshi will make. Is this one's up next to us now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a 14 and a 17.
17 hits. Actually, both hit. I forgot it's larger. So 15 points of damage.
9. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Dave. See Yoshi ripping into this one.
All right, yeah, I go ahead and just, I fire another dart launcher in support. I mean, I don't fire the launcher. I fire the dart from the
I
launcher.
just throw my whole gun at him.
You launch a dart.
I'm very tired, and I just
Yeah.
basically shoot the floor.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe you do throw the gun. All right. It is Salvina's turn.
Pretty good
Alright,
trick.
Salvina,
Catch,
get it
but I
together.
still manage.
I'm gonna try and shoot it again.
All right. Lasers do not work underwater.
Apparently.
Eli.
Us support characters are really looking like support characters right now.
Fire another shot into the big one.
7 damage to the large one.
All right, that's my turn.
All right. One of her limbs is wounded and severed. Not one of her wombs.
Come on, take her down.
Grizza, your turn.
Alright.
Still have the small one next to you as well.
Shit.
A 10 misses.
Yeah.
You don't have a way to boost it, right?
Mm-mm. That's it. That's all I can do.
All right. This one will move to flank Grizza
No.
and swipe. Is it
Oh no.
24
Okay, I'm
hit?
gonna use my defensive drone.
Okay.
1d10 soak. Okay. So I soak
Alright.
all the damage.
There is another lash from the one behind you. Hope you used it wisely.
Oh
Alright.
no.
You did. 12 misses.
Oh yeah. Okay. I missed the attack. I just saw the
And then
damage.
Yoshi, a 24 to hit
Ooh.
2 misses.
for 11 damage.
23. Okay.
All right, it is Yoshi's turn.
Yoshi will take a claw swipe against the big one.
The 9 misses if you want to boost it. 15 hits. 12 is not enough.
Oh. No. 6 points of damage then. I guess the big one.
Okay.
Innocent.
All right, it is still thrashing about in the water. Dave, Chrysalis's turn.
All right. Third verse, hopefully not quite the same as the first. Actually, I'm going to, before I make this shot, would I still have line of sight on the small one from here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to retreat back to there just so I'm further away from the very scary tentacles. And I'll make another terrible dart shot. Here we go.
That'll hit.
Huh?
Wow. That very hit.
All you needed was a corner.
I guess so. I needed the comforting presence of a corner to hide behind.
If you click the text, we should
Yeah,
get...
where it says longbow, if you click longbow, it should roll for you.
Actually, it's
Exactly.
not for whatever reason.
Oh, that's weird.
But
Oh, it's not set up, maybe? Huh. It says 5.
I feel like my rolling is strangely harder this game. Like maybe I flicked a setting or something. Let's see.
maybe. Oh, is it like a D8 plus 3?
I can after this game. I can send you the macro so you can make just a single button for both your attack roll and your damage.
Mine does that, and I don't have a button. I just click it in the character sheet, but
Okay.
it works.
Yeah, and I feel like I did last time too. I don't know what the deal is.
Is the damage clicked and then it says 1d8 plus 3? Or plus dex, rather?
Oh, I wonder if it's because I'm in. Let's see. No, actually, I'm not in edit mode.
What is the
It
damage?
is 1d8 plus 3.
Okay. We'll do that, and then anything else for your turn?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna troubleshoot.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So 6 points of damage from the laser that connects. One second here. And that was on the large, the small one, right, Dave?
Small one, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, after Dave is Salvina. This one is threatening you now.
Alright, it's right up on me. I would like to try and sting it.
Paralyzing sting?
Yeah.
Or venomous sting?
Ooh.
It was a tough one that time.
Didn't get it.
Yeah, did not get it. It is resilient.
Damn.
Anything else for your turn?
Can I still disengage, or that's an action, right?
That's an action.
Okay. No, I'll just stay here helplessly.
All right, Eli,
Fire into the big one again.
big one. Okay. 14 hits, 12
Nice.
points of damage. She is now bloodied.
That's my turn.
All right, Brizza.
Maybe that works.
Oh,
Okay.
17 hits as you heave your shield one more time. Is that the little one?
The big one.
Yeah.
Oh. Why did that happen? Somebody else do that?
No.
Somebody clicked it? Oh, it was because it was delayed, I guess.
Okay.
I
Well,
hit it and it didn't do anything for a long time until I just hit it again.
okay. Yeah, 7 points of damage as you batter it with your shield. And
Yeah.
then we'll go top of the round with these. Another attack versus Brizza. With advantage, 12 misses though.
Yeah.
The tentacle lash comes out.
Wait,
Again.
no, 12 hits.
Oh, 12 hits you? Okay.
Yeah, I have very low. But I'm gonna use my, Oh no! Big 9 damage.
9 points of damage. And then the second one, 17.
Wait, 8. Okay, I'm really hurt. Like, about to die hurt.
About to pass out. Hurt.
I'm bleeding and my skin is green and
Yeah.
My fur turned green.
Yeah, I was like, can we see your skin through your fur?
Yeah.
No, you can see my nose. My nose is green.
Aw.
Yoshi, you easily dodge out of the other attack, and it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna make 2 attacks against the big one again with a 13 and a 13.
Those will hit.
8 and 8, total of 16.
All right. And Dave, your turn. The large one is very wounded at this point.
Okay. Chrysalis sees Brizza get lashed heavily, just screams, "God damn it!" and then just runs forward to the edge of it and then tries to grab one of the tentacles with shocking grasp just to distract it. Oh, by the way, Bonnie, Chrysalis sounded incredibly cool and collective for the most part of the last adventure. And so this kind of cracking up a bit is very different from last time. This character bit.
Okay. Out of character, or based on what everybody knows so far.
Out of the character that
Out of experience.
the first time around. The cool has definitely been blown by all of this shit.
All right, 15 hits.
And it turns out I just needed to scroll down. That was my technical issue.
No.
Oops. Or, well, partially.
A new technical issue appeared.
Does it deal damage too?
Out there.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it should be 1d8.
Click the little thing that says shocking grasp.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's fixed.
All right. Not only is it not going to make reactions, it's not going to make any actions. As, you actually shock it.
Over.
You make some fried calamari.
I stand there looking really surprised as I'm holding the tentacle
I can't believe
as
that
it
worked.
collapses.
All right. So Chrysalis shocks the large one to smithereens. Salvina. And you can still shoot, it's just with a disadvantage.
I suppose I will. I want to try and dash over to Brizza.
Okay, that's legal.
Okay. And give her some heals. So I'll quickly pull a crystal out of my pocket. It's back to its full glowing self again. So I'll place it on Brizza until her nose turns a slightly more normal shade. And Brizza, I have up to 15, so it's kind of. You can tell me.
How does
say
it work
when.
again? I get to pick
How-
how many hit points? Or
Up
what
to
is it?
15.
So yeah, this is her pool, I think, for the rest of the day. So how many of those 15 hit points do you want right now?
I mean, I guess I'll take 10. Oh yeah, cause we're still level 3, right?
Level 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you may
can
need to
do
level
20
up.
then.
Oh
Yeah, I haven't leveled up.
Oh, okay.
I have 20.
Yeah, we
That
can
means we can
kind
do
of do
20.
that.
Okay. Alright, I'll take 10 hit points.
Okay.
And if you want to go ahead and at least roll your hit points for level, Bonnie, and add that, I'm okay.
Okay. I don't remember how many hit points I get per level.
Okay.
What?
And then D8.
Is it a D8?
Probably D8 unless you took the toughness.
Right.
Oh, I do have tough.
Okay, so roll a D12, or take.
Okay. Oh yeah, it
7.
does say hit dice equals d12.
Cool.
Alright, I'll roll that
Yeah,
real fast.
you can roll that or take it, but yeah.
D12.
All right. It is. Oh, Salvina, is that your full turn?
Yes.
Eli.
Eli's gonna put the rifle on his back, video game ways where there's no mechanics involved. He just puts it on his back. And then
The magnetic lock. It's all got magnetic locks. It's modular. It's fine. It's fine.
pulls the droid baton from his belt, runs over and takes a swing at this thing.
All right, and with advantage, you do 8 points of damage. It is bloodied.
And I'm like, ugh, over here.
And Breza, you have advantage versus the small one.
All right, let's take this down.
That hits with the
Oh.
advantage.
Oh, right. Was it done? Oh, yeah.
And is enough to knock it out right before it got to act again.
Oh.
So as it's reeling out its claws to swipe at you, you clobber it, and it no longer moves.
Cough up some blood.
Are you okay?
That shouldn't happen.
Oh, I've had better days.
Now I
But-
hope we don't have to fight some ancient creature.
You always know just what to say.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll all float on.
Just keep swimming, my mom always said.
I have to make a saving throw versus something for that reference.
The water has completely finished draining at this point. The lights reveal that no other threats are lurking in the shaft into the coral pod below. You should be able to safely descend in this, bathysphere type platform thing.
They don't have pockets. Like, there's no loot we can get from them, is
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, they're just completely biological.
Little monsters.
Yeah.
No pockets. No pockets.
Pocketless
No
monsters.
biological weapon backpacks.
No. Yeah, y'all got 200 credits a minute ago, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yoshi took it for the beef closet.
Mhm. All about the
Beef
beef
closet.
See, we don't have any healing potions, do we?
You mean stim packs?
Oh,
Yeah, I was
right.
like, this could be rough. I may need to rest again before we go down here.
Yeah. I think I still have one hit dice. Do you want to take a short rest?
We could do that.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right, I'm fine. I'll keep watch at the shaft and make sure that nothing comes out of that.
All right.
Okay.
So, you guys, now that you're resting for an hour, by the way, and this place isn't waterlogged, someone can make another check to see what they might be able to find.
Investigation.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to do that. Oh,
I'm not really resting.
yeah. Okay.
It's fine if you're.
Chrysalis also goes back to the computer just to see if there's anything else I can.
Might as well do it.
I have
Okay.
no idea how many hit dice.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Alright. Breza, I was going to award y'all with 1d4 minus 1 parts. Since that's a critical, though, we'll just do 1d4. So, what were the 3 parts? Was it weapons,
I got it.
ship, and tech?
Ship, tech, gun.
All right. So, Bonnie, roll d4 3 times. Unless you want someone else to do it for you.
Wait, we roll it 3 times?
Yeah, 1 for each.
Oh.
Let's
Four,
do
four,
this.
four, 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 four.
No whammies.
Oh, wait, I should do it one. I should do them all individually. Yes!
Ooh. Nice.
Hey.
Where's the rules?
I'll record that in the Trello.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah. And Bonnie, you managed to find a stash that was very these clean parts in this watertight trunk that were disassembled previously as spares, but you know that they'll be extremely useful to you and your crew.
I heard a strange dripping like sound hitting something very hollow inside of the wall. I started tapping along the walls until I found a place I could pry it open, and inside was a cache of sweet parts.
That's
Nice.
right.
Wow.
Hey,
Sure is good to have you back, Brizza.
right.
Good to be back.
We have a ton of tech parts. After we're out of here, we should see what we might be able to upgrade with things.
Maybe a pizza room.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah. All right. Did everyone apply their hit die that needed to for the short rest?
I didn't.
I'm not sure how many I used last time.
Yeah, I might be able to scroll up.
I think I used 3 of my 4 last time. So only on the 1.
Right.
We'll say you at least have 1, Julie, if you're not
Okay.
sure altogether.
Yeah, we'll go with 1. I
Okay.
think that'll be adequate anyway.
Is there any
Yeah.
point in Chrysalis making another Arcana roll, or do they just find nothing?
Oh, yeah. There's nothing else
Okay.
up there.
I guess I don't get more healing points until I get a long rest, so keep that in mind.
Yeah. So y'all have I think just the 5.
Use them all.
I have
From early
10
on the
now
exam.
because I hadn't calculated that I should have more than 15.
All right. So the pit looms ahead of you. Do you descend?
Hey, Brizza, is Brizza able to bring her mech in here? Or is it like recharging or?
Is the space big enough for it?
Yep. Oh, you're talking your mech suit?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can use it fine. We're not gonna worry about the plesiosaurs mechanically. So
Okay.
yeah, it's full hit points. You can do your summon once per day or however it works.
Nice.
I can swim a little faster. I'd be happy to try and scout ahead.
Well, be careful, and I inspire you.
Awesome.
As the rest of you are at the entrance to the shaft, Chrysalis is not there.
Crystal's disappeared? Uh-oh.
Wait, what? Where did he go?
You saw Chrysalis going into the office last.
Where
Oh.
was the office?
Up north.
North. What's that up there?
Did he need to throw up?
He's passed out in there. I'll move the bodies out of the way of the elevator.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in there now.
You see Chrysalis with the head down on top of the keyboard of the computer,
Sleeping?
not moving.
Okay. I come over and I'm like, Chris? Chris? Hey, Chris. And I shake the suit gently.
To knock over my own mic just for accidentally rather than accidentally use the electrified glove and on the table, breaks part of it.
What's
Wait,
wrong with that?
Whoa.
What? No,
whoa.
no.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay,
Everything's okay.
it's time to go down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you gonna be? Can you handle this?
I'm
Are you
awake.
sure?
I'm a person. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, we
Maybe.
can wait. We can wait another hour if you want a little.
No, let's just get this done.
All right. It's your call, bud. Did you
Okay.
find anything new out on that computer? It's a computer, right?
I thought I saw something, but I think it was just a dream.
Get on the elevator. I'd say, let's go.
Salvina, you're gonna swim past it and do a little scouting, right?
Yeah, I wanted to go into stealth as much as I can and use my superior swim speed.
Oh my god.
to,
It's
Did
like
we
that
stash?
scene in Hellboy when
Okay,
Ape
then.
Sapiens alone.
Yeah. Did we stash all the bodies in this room or something?
Yeah.
Everything's so neatly packed. Wait, did
Yeah,
Eli
she's
do
like-
that while we were sleeping?
Yoshi did.
I was.
I
Oh,
made
that's your-
Meat Locker too.
You mean?
Meat line.
Yeah, this is the fish locker.
Very organized carnival.
Salvina, as you're swimming ahead into, in fact, we'll go ahead and transition a little bit here.
Ooh.
There we go. So as you're swimming ahead, you can see into this black coral pod. And the shaft itself, shortly after it leaves the lab, is glass. So you can just peer into the interior ocean of this device. It's like you're on the inside of a geode that's full of water. Does that make sense?
I'm not there.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. Not everyone can see this just yet, but Salvina, as you're swimming down, you do actually see a huge creature in the water. When I say huge, I mean maybe 20 feet from head to tail, not Godzilla size, but it's a very large fish. About the size of a killer whales are about 10 feet down, right? Just trying to put it in perspective, but anyway, big fish. It's got tentacles, and in fact,
it's like a killer whale, not a sperm whale.
Right.
Yeah.
And you see the 3 vertical red eyes of the aboleth.
Whoa.
Do I
Did
recognize
it show up on your
it?
screen there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Do I have any knowledge of what the aboleth looks like?
You don't, but it senses you. You can feel its eyes upon you, even though you were trying to stealth. It just managed to beat your roll is all.
Okay.
And you feel a probing in your mind, and actually, let me see if you have to make a roll, or if they just speak. A second.
My character's not there, Dustin.
Oh yeah, I'll get it. This isn't tactable or anything, so
Oh, okay.
I'll drag her over in a minute. And you can also just drag Brizza off of the screen, off of the bar. I mean,
Oh.
like if you just drag the character sheet from the menu. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Salvina, you do feel the telepathic probing, so you have to let it communicate with you. But it does seem that it's knocking on your door, the door of your mind.
Can I tell whether or not it's aggressive?
You from where you are, it seems that you're protected, but the glass elevator and this creature. So if it were aggressive, you'd at least, be safe for a moment. It doesn't seem like it's trying to dominate your mind, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you call that aggressive, then
I'll let it happen.
All right. So as it kind of fills the vacant part of your mind, you begin hearing its language, and it says, "Are you alone?"
Do I speak to talk to it? I guess I'm thinking, I was like, should I speak or?
Yeah, you can just speak to it. Yeah.
Okay. No. Why?
As, are you with the scientist that woke me from my torpor?
I am a scientist myself, but today is the first time I've had knowledge of your existence.
Says, I detect the technology that you use in the avian clone that that travels with you. It says that is much like the ones that enslaved me, or attempted to enslave me.
Well, we saved Yoshi, and he's been reprogrammed to have an individual will. The others were dominated by some sort of master.
Then if you are not here to experiment on me.
No, I took a solemn oath to only help, not to hurt.
Then we may be able to help each other.
Oh? Well, would you like to speak to all of us?
As if you are not alone, perhaps we can weigh this together.
Okay. Guys, come down. We're negotiating with the aboleth.
And I press the down button. Ground floor, here we come.
All right. And
He waited for anything.
as you're descending on this elevator, all of you do see this massive fish come into vision as you head deeper towards the core of this black coral pod that it dwells in. Immediately feel it all starting to probe at your minds as well, seeming to want a telepathic audience. Do you all let it in?
I try to resist it.
Okay, make a will save for me.
All right. So like a wisdom save?
Sorry, wisdom save. Yeah. All right, it's gonna talk to you anyway, Michael.
Yeah.
What if I want to talk to it, but I also want to resist its control?
So it is not trying to control you. It is just
Okay.
telepathically speaking.
Oh.
All right, then I'll let it talk to me.
Okay, yeah.
Let him talk to me.
So, however, Dave.
Chrysalis resists.
Okay, go ahead and make a wisdom save.
Although there's one stat that Chrysalis does not have well.
Well,
but
wisdom works,
thankfully rolls help.
Christmas today. Everyone, we will take a short break. But while we're on break, I will paste this ability from the aboleth because they need to think about it. And if you could, let me know your character's greatest desire.
Spaghetti.
Oh no, it'll know about the spaghetti.
Julie, I think I have an idea of yours, just based off
Probably.
your character history.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm mistaken, let me know.
Sure. How should we communicate?
I think you can send me a, was it GM Whisper or something?
Yeah.
Greatest
GM Whisper.
desire.
I'm almost kind of sad about this because Chrysalis' greatest desire would actually make a pretty good crap.
Well,
Once everyone else is talking to it and you're left out, maybe you'll change your mind.
Maybe so, yeah.
All right, but yeah, I'm gonna play the break song and we'll be back in a few minutes.
oh, I'll
I
put
can't
up.
get the GM Whisper to work. Does anybody know what
You
the
can send me a Facebook message if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my version.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, I have a question. What's the easiest way to get? Oh, no. I'll wait till everybody's back.
So I was talking to my friend this morning. She met a new guy and went to his holiday party last night. And I was like, "Oh, where's he work?" She said, "Wizards of the Coast."
Wait, who met somebody?
A friend of mine met. She's dating a guy that works at Wizards of the Coast.
I can't imagine. What was the party like? Did she say?
That is very socially awkward. There are a lot of people that couldn't dance well, but she was proud that they were dancing, which I agree with.
Yeah.
It was at the Museum of Pop Culture as well, which I think is a great spot for
That's
a Wizard
cool.
of the Coast holiday party. Yeah.
The Blizzard holiday party, only one person was dancing, but they were dancing so hard.
Yeah. Ever since Michael Blackard left, just
Or,
took all the dance out of Blizzard.
Yeah. Or Michael Triglia, who's also
Oh, yeah.
a prime dancer
That's
and
true.
was always on the dance floor.
Man, I took dance lessons once for the 1920s party,
Oh yeah.
expecting it to be more like slow jazz, but it was all that like New Jack Swing
Fast,
kind of jazz. Yeah, which is great to listen to. It just was not what I was prepared for.
I mean, to be fair, eventually the dance floor was full, but
Yeah.
first it was one person, one
Oh,
brave.
last night?
Yeah,
Oh, I missed it, I guess, when it pulled up. The DJ was pretty good.
agreed. No, eventually it was full with the usual folk.
Mm. And at the point in the night where people had had their drinks and
Oh, let me grab my water.
I've realized that my dancing, because of my -15 modifier, does cause everyone to have to make a saving throw versus the party is done. So I just don't. I just don't.
Isn't it like that Tasha's hideous laughter spell?
It's Tasha's hideous reaction.
Okay.
In this case, it's a slightly modified spell. And they're like, "Dear God, how? How can you just be like that? How?"
All right, I'm gonna read everyone's messages now. All right.
Yeah, one person last night was asking me, like, "Don't you do all that fighting stuff? How can you not dance?" And I'm like, "It's very different. It's not the same thing. It does not have parity. I can do footwork all day long, but I cannot dance."
Yeah, I mean, keeps you flexible. Well, hold on. Who's this little? Who's the white one?
that's the ISS mom.
Oh,
Doesn't have a ship icon.
and then we have the mech.
So that's what Riz on top on the head.
Okay, that's where she pilots it from.
I keep imagining a giant spaceship with, like, I don't know, an apron.
It's got a you know those old like wartime paintings of women on the side? It's got a beautiful painting of a mom, like a luxurious mom on the side.
Luxurious mom. That could be interpreted a few ways.
She's wearing a lot of silk, but you can tell she's a mom.
See, this is the main reason to get an audience, is so they can generate fan art. And then you can see fan art of all your campaign. Like, that's the main reason.
All right, and Michael will hopefully be back soon. Thank you, everyone, for sending me your character's greatest desires. The Aboleth knows them too now.
Yeah, I sent you
although
mine
you-
just in case.
I'm here.
Thank you. All right, and y'all don't necessarily, of course, know that the Aboleth knows. So it's just part of talking to it. So the group of you descend. And as you do so, you notice that the water is starting to get a little thicker, a little murkier, likely with the fluids that this creature uses to exert its genetic dominion over other things.
And Crystal's like, what are we doing? Didn't we already decide that this is some ancient evil that comes in and experiments on innocent people? Why are we talking?
He's standing right there.
I know.
And yeah, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to register what Chrysalis is saying, because Chrysalis did successfully put it off. But it speaks to you and says, "I do not have complete control." It says, "Your guarded ally. You speak on its behalf."
Yes.
It says, "I understand from talking to the Medusa Zoan woman that you are not allied with the scientist that attempted to extract my memories." It kind of just blubbers as you see it kind of slowly, lazily floating through the water as you descend down the shaft.
That's right. We just kind of stumbled upon the situation. There are people in the surface in danger as a result of what they've been doing with you down here.
Yes, I am trapped in here. It says the scientists have installed sensors on the outside of my pod that prevent me from genetically manipulating it to allow me to travel to the stars as I desire. So, you understand the predicament I'm in and why I have thrashed so violently against your natural world.
Yes, this is quite tragic.
Can we sense its motive?
You can try.
Can it be insight
Yeah.
or perception? Okay.
And while we're
Insight.
down,
Oh no.
I want to look for any sort of self-destruct or kill the giant monster.
Oh, it's clearly labeled. It's just right over there.
Is it
So as you
communicating
get a little
with
bit
you
lower,
telepathically?
you notice these little glowing pods kind of throughout the depths of this interior. Yeah, that's about the only thing that seems significant. Otherwise, it's all just growth and this coral that he's manipulated into this vessel as his home. So, yeah. So it says, "May I ask how it was that you discovered the source of the plague? I would not expect it to come easy to most."
I learned about the disease a long time ago in my studies, or a similar disease, and deduced how to cure it from there. But as to how we discovered its source, it was a team effort.
I could feel you fighting my genetic manipulation. I was impressed. It is not often that mortal beings can crack the code. I imagine that you were introduced to one of my kin, in which you were able to study and change the genes.
One of your kin?
Is likely on another ocean world, I imagine, or a world with a vibrant sea.
Oh, I mean, yes, as a Medusa Zoan, I do come from an aquatic planet originally.
Perhaps we can strike a bargain in that regard as well.
What do you mean?
I would like to taste your memories.
If Chrysalis can hear any of this,
No, Chrysalis.
no, I'm like if they could.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does seem to pause as it thinks about this, and so it begins talking again. It says, "You may know that the Aboleth have an ancestral memory, one that is passed down. It says it would be good for my kind says for me to understand how to protect ourselves in the future.
Can only Salvina hear this, or
No,
is
all
it-
of you can hear this actually.
Even
Yeah.
Chrysalis? Or except
Sorry, except for Chrysalis. Everyone that gave in. It continues and says, and know that your living memory will dwell on with eternity with me and my kind. It says all of your experiences and your memories of loved ones will live on for eternity.
Interesting.
Says,
And it doesn't hurt.
says, no, your Medusazoan will only need to swim freely with me in my waters. Says, in exchange, I will give you knowledge of how to fully combat this plague. Says, you will be a hero of this planet, and none will suffer from my designs.
I mean, it seems like a win-win for us. What do you think, Doctor?
I'm not fond of putting myself into overly vulnerable positions, and I certainly have some memories that I'd prefer not live on.
Are you willing to? I mean, is there any other way? Like, he could have a taste of mine.
It says, your memories are of no use to me, human.
Well, fine, man.
Hold on. So you created this plague, right?
It says, as a way of retaliation, yes.
And you can't just stop it?
It says, I can stop it. It says, as you may have seen, the damage is done. It says, but if I will agree to a lesser arrangement, if you allow me to escape and rejoin the stars, I will stop the production of plague into these oceans.
Oh,
So
no,
do you
that's
say
interesting.
Are we at the bottom of this elevator?
Oh yeah. So by this point, thank you to it for keeping me off this endless elevator. You have descended. And let me just move a couple quick things around here.
Guys, what is it talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, y'all can take a minute to catch up, Chrysalis, if you'd like.
Let me guess. He's trying to make a deal.
Yes, he says if he can get freaky with Sophia, then he will tell us how to combat this disease.
It's Dr. Safona.
I don't.
The doctor could just figure that out anyway.
I'm not sure if it means to mutate the disease further if I don't cooperate.
How
How do you feel about what it said about your loved ones living on forever?
I don't understand.
It's just the memory of them.
There we go. So, y'all are on the updated map?
Yeah.
Good. I'll let y'all continue the conversation in just a minute, but describe what happened. You descended. The elevator shaft, hit the level floor of this big, murky, ocean pod. And there are these arms, I guess for lack of a better word, that have these little swirling, bioluminescent signatures inside of them.
Hmm.
So if you want to make a check to try and discern what those are, Arcana or Nature is good. But otherwise, you do see the large aboleth swim up maybe about 20 feet away from you to where it kind of idly waits. Chrysalis and Salvina. And Brizza, you may know a little bit of this, but I'm sure the knowledge will get spread in here quickly. You both recognize these as, pardon me, where's my note? So these little lit globes are biological amplifiers. It's basically how the aboleth continues to run this, big biological ship that it's in, without having to just exercise its mind the entire time. So, it's a genetic subroutine that it's designed to kind of help run the ship in parallel.
Yeah, Chrysalis sees it as an organic computer.
Yes.
Hmm.
So as to how these could be used, if y'all have questions, I'll try and answer them, especially with those high rolls. But yeah, they are kind of the communications or controls of this biological vessel that you're in.
Chrysalis is already prepping the second if the moment any altercation breaks out, they want to probably try to break it.
Okay, so yeah, you're kind of, it's just corner of your eye, that's what you're gonna shoot if trouble happens. Okay, cool. Yeah, as y'all descend, you do see the aboleth lurking in the murky depths in front of you, and it says, "I imagine and can sense that you have questions." It says, "I am here to make sure you feel calm, comfortable with this arrangement."
Do you mean to hurt the residents of this planet further if we do not agree?
It says, "If you do not agree," it says, if you are not a path to escape this prison that I've been put in, then I will have to go to more drastic measures to draw attention to myself.
Why were you put in this prison?
It says, "This is a vessel of my own design." It says, "I was slumbering, enjoying the memory of my ancestors' lifetimes whenever I was awoken."
Chrysalis is trying to very casually, in the background in the infiltration chute, which, I mean, it's psychic, so it probably doesn't help any anyway, just to slowly edge a little bit closer
Yeah.
to the organic computer.
That's okay. Yeah, I got you. And if you want to make a stealth check just to kind of hide this.
Okay.
Is there something between us and the computer and the aboleth? Like glass or
No. It's I mean, it's one of a couple that you can see, so it's not like the only computer.
It's just the closest, yeah.
Here's one. Here's another. You kind of saw others, lighting the area and stuff. So
I was just wondering, like, how it worked with the elevator and what that whole thing was, because I thought there was something between us and it.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I have a counter proposal.
I am listening.
I can give you my memories, and you can help me ensure that no one else suffers from this disease. And perhaps you can just take away some of those memories. Is that possible?
As you wish for me to consume the memories from your recollection.
Yes.
That is possible. It says, "I am capable of manipulating any aspect of a biological being. Memories shall be forgotten, if that is your desire."
Are you sure about this, Sophia?
No, but I can't allow suffering to happen when I have the ability to help stop it.
I know another way we can stop it.
How?
We make some sushi, and you get cracking on the ways to solve this plague.
I don't really eat sushi.
I meant kill the big fish.
And are you saying this aloud or in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Does it seem to Chrysalis that they were able to successfully sneak over to the closest console or organic nodule whatnot?
Sorry, let me look at your stealth check. Let me make a
16.
quick roll.
60.
All right. And yes, it does perk up as you near it, Dave. I apologize. and it says, "The withdrawn one is curious." Says, "I cannot command it to step away. Perhaps you could extend the courtesy before it is punished."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their deal is.
They're new.
I'm trying to
sorry.
act so casual.
How tough does this thing look? Does it look like there's no way to fight it, or?
I mean, it's big. You know that it's certainly powerful. You know, in what it's capable of.
Looks like it could eat us. If the scale is accurate.
You know that it would be an extremely tough fight, especially since it is in its native environment. So, yeah, and if y'all wanted to, you know, try to buy some time to scheme or something, by all means, y'all can try to do so. I don't want to put you on a spot where you have to decide right now, especially if y'all have ideas.
You mentioned about we could possibly make use of the biocomputers in another way. Can Chrysalis think of any way that the computer could be used against the aboleth, aside from just straight up destroying it?
Yeah, so at least just thinking about how this could work, you know that it's sending a signal to the rest of this bio vessel that you're in. So it could be told to stop producing the plague, for example. You may be able to get it to do other things as well. But you do know that there's also some kind of external sensors placed there by the scientists that prevent it from having full capabilities.
What do you think about all this? Cool.
I don't know. I have some questions for this thing. So, aboleth.
Says, "Yes, Bolgan."
What is your purpose?
Says, "To understand, to know, to unlock knowledge."
What do you eat?
Says, "We are omnivorous. We can draw sustenance from many types of matter."
How many have you killed?
Says, "Myself," and it ponders, and says, "Killed hundreds." It says, "A low number compared to some of my ancestors, but it is always in the pursuit of experimentation."
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting more than that.
And how many have you killed in self-defense?
In self-defense, it says, "I do not make a distinction between the two."
Salvina, I
Wait,
think
can we communicate? Like, if we communicate verbally, it can't hear us? Is that right?
That's the sense that you get, yeah.
Okay.
Yoshi,
Talk to them. Oh.
did you want to say something? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure I trust this thing. I think that
Not sure.
it doesn't seem to view any life other than its own or its people as valuable. And I think if it gets away, it could do something just as bad somewhere else.
Agreed. I say we trick it that we're gonna help it escape, and then halfway up, we all ambush it.
Hmm.
It seems powerful. I don't know if we're capable of destroying it, and it contains so much knowledge. It would be a waste.
It's interesting to me that it recognized that some of the scientists had experimented on Yoshi, but it doesn't seem to see any difference between itself and the scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could convince it that what it's doing is just as bad as what's been done to it.
So you just suggested that we send the giant space evil to therapy. That's interesting. I really wanted to do something with this console now.
Hold off on that one.
Dr.
We may have
Salvina,
other routes.
I think the decision is ultimately yours. I don't know. I'm at a loss here.
Yeah, it
Salvina.
kind of it swims through the waters and says, um, I I understand you may have some questions about what information we ultimately exchange, you and I, Medusa Zoan, but says if you would like to disarm the sensors outside of my vessel, says perhaps that would be the first step towards this towards an agreement.
I would turn to the party and say, I don't know any other way.
Salvina, wait. If we free this thing, we may do more harm than good. We may actually hurt people. We need to be confident that this thing won't kill if we let it go.
How?
Creature.
It's three eyes look over at you.
Based on what you've told us, it sounds like the way that you view life is as something to be used, a tool, in the way that these scientists abused you. How can you live like that? How can you make decisions like that that can cost other creatures their lives, knowing how unpleasant it is, or how awful?
It says, so you are saying that I'm applying a double standard.
Absolutely.
It ponders for a moment, and go make a persuasion check for me.
Okay. Pretty
Pretty
good.
good, Bonnie. And yeah, it ponders for a moment, and it says, understand that we have a difference on perspective, Bulgin. It says you may have heard stories from your ancestors, but you do not have millennia of experience, of memories, and understanding of the true worth of life. It says, but I understand what you're saying. I understand that the scientists were, doing the same thing to me. They were punished for it. Why shouldn't I be punished for my experimentation?
Or better yet, why should we let you do it to anything else?
It nods and or seems to understand and says, then it sounds like what you're saying, and it kind of blubbers in the water a little bit, is that there will be an attempt on my life if I agree to anything less than compassionate experimentation in the rest of my days.
Correct.
In good conscience, yes.
It pauses for a moment and says, I can be convinced of that. It says, honestly, it is not often that we find a mortal mind worth recognizing for eternity. It says, perhaps an added perspective would be useful to my kind.
I think now that you understand what your subjects go through, perhaps you can learn empathy.
It is something to learn. It says, it is worth pursuing.
Can I do another insight?
Yeah.
19.
All right. And yeah, it actually, you do get the sense that Briza, in her elderly wisdom, made quite a good point on this aboleth.
Nice.
So the deal, as I see it, is We help you get out of here. You end the current plague and promise no further invasive studies.
This is for my part, yes. And with the Medusa Zoan, I will tell you the complete construction of this plague so that you can deconstruct it. It says, and I would enjoy the story of your life.
All of our lives?
As we exchange this, you tell me what to purge.
All of our lives or just mine?
Just yours.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It's your call, Sophia.
Thank you, Briza.
Of course.
All right, and it looks to the rest of you and says, the sensors should be easy to find on the outside of my shell. It says, the Medusa Zoan, I would like her to stay a moment with me, as we will need to share these waters without restraint.
Do I start getting naked?
Yes.
I look at I look at Salvina through my suit, and I say out loud. I say, "You're sure about this? 100%?"
Wait, sure about what? Are we actually making a deal? Remember, Chris.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
tell Chris. Yeah,
We are.
Chris, this thing is listening. It's starting to understand that what's been done to it is the same as it's done to others. And it's agreed to a bargain that it will no longer conduct unethical experiments.
And we believe that.
We do.
Sophia has seduced it.
I'm too tired to argue at this point.
I'm just shaking my head and unzipping my suit.
See, look.
Thing's
Why
uncomfortable
are you such a
anyway.
sleepyhead?
All right, so the rest of you, y'all take the elevator back up.
Yeah, I'll look for these sensors that it. Or
Yeah.
were the
Did you say
sensors
what
on
the
it?
sensors-
Or it was on the
Yeah,
ship, right?
Or outside of it?
Yeah, it's outside.
I take one last
Yeah,
hard
we're
look.
doing
at
that.
the
Look at the left,
organic
and I try to get a little peek.
Don't touch that, Chris.
All right.
You break that and you ruin everything.
Eli's
And,
kind of trying to get a peek.
Yeah, when we're going up the glass elevator, at the last second, I try to glance down.
Peek between your fingers.
Well, maybe at a distance, you can see all of the little sea angels, these other little creatures, these little glowing jellyfish that were also in the depths as they rise up, expecting to join whatever dance will happen between Salvina and the Aboleth beneath the waves.
I thought this was insane before we went down. Somehow it got more insane.
This is how we operate.
Salvina, I'm pretty sure that Medusa Zoan's natural state is naked, so there's no
Oh, okay. So I've seen
compunction.
it.
Well, I think she got naked before when there was oh, we gotta go into water to do something. Okay.
When we were looking for ship parts at the beginning.
Yep.
All right.
All right, but yeah, Salvina, the Aboleth will join you in swimming, and it is really just you're keeping pace a few feet apart as you're swimming in the waters, and its secretions, as you feel your life flash before your eyes, and you gain some knowledge as well, as you see these patterns of chemistry and biology and whatnot, as you unlock this new knowledge that's imparted by this ancient being. And from what you had studied of the disease before, you know that some of what you didn't know, and how you can actually completely cure it, and very efficiently throughout the rest of the planet.
I'm happy that no one will have to endure this again.
Yep. And it says, I understand the sting of your memories now. It says, are you done with them?
Yes.
All right. And with that, they are gone. Painlessly so.
I feel a weight lift off my gelatinous shoulders.
As I will take you back to the elevator shaft, I imagine you are exhausted.
Yes, but content.
And it lets you grip onto one of its flippers as it careens towards the shaft so that you can rejoin your party.
What's up, guys?
You need a cigarette.
Welcome back,
Are you
Salvina.
okay?
Is everything okay?
Yeah, why?
Do you mind if I ask what you make you forget?
That doesn't make sense.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
if you
just
don't
not
want to
looking
talk
like-
about it, that's fine.
Eli, you are special. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart too, buddy.
This day makes no sense.
Salvina, I imagine a great weight was lifted from your shoulders. I've never seen you so chipper.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but I definitely feel better now.
What was it like to swim with the aboleth?
I don't know how to describe it. I'm sure it's unlike anything I'll ever experience again. I only hope it uses my knowledge for good.
And I hope we just didn't make a terrible mistake.
Probably. Oh, it's probably fine.
Oh, well, in that case.
All right, and at this point, the expectation, anyway, we'll see what y'all actually do, is disarming these sensors on the outside of its coral pod.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're gonna pull the
we do that
bargain.
from the outside. Do we have to swim out there, or do we get in our ship and do it?
You can do it from your ship.
All right.
I guess-
Let's.
Oh, okay.
Anything else we need here before we disembark?
Oh, I guess I need my suit.
Oh, yeah. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
grab it.
Are you still naked?
Yeah.
Did you walk
Yeah.
out naked?
All our jellyfish parts flapping in the wind.
Run a god and everybody.
Do we need to? Do you want to take any of the bodies or whatever for study?
I think you have
had-
what you need to cure it, don't you?
Right.
We also took a sample before.
I don't think I'll need anything further.
Okay.
And one thing I forgot to mention, it did say that the plesiosaurs were under its control, that they will not bother you anymore.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Okay.
All
So
right.
the aboleth took over the plesiosaurs from the scientists.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's head out.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get rid of some of that stuff. As you'll exit to your ship, back into the waters, you do notice already that the vents that were previously pumping out the ichor, the plague that was just filling these oceans, has stopped. It seems so far that the aboleth has kept his word. Y'all re-enter your ship. Let's see here. Once you know what to look for, you do spot a couple of these blinking lights on the outside of its pod. It might be as easy as just shooting them. But
Before that happens, Chrysalis tries to get all the information possible on these restraining sensors.
yeah, make a Arcana check for me.
With her thought process being, this might be useful in the future. If not this aboleth, then certainly others.
Yoshi quickly heads to the shower just to make sure that camera is secure.
Oh.
And, well,
The highest.
well,
Oh, no.
doing that.
Did you explain why Yoshi put the cameras in the shower?
Yoshi, you do confirm that when Gacy gave you a thumbs up, he was not joking.
Oh, no.
I want to make sure they're properly hidden, maybe spruce them up just a little bit.
Yeah, and he even shows you where you can get the card, the SD card,
I was gonna say,
because he said he's not watching it.
Good work, Casey. Here's a extra bonus for you, and I'll throw him 20 credits.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Well, thank
I was
you.
gonna say when we get on the ship, I want to be like, I don't know about you guys, but I could use a long hot shower.
Chrysalis,
I feel
with the 11,
please.
you do manage to get the basics of how you can stop this material from being manipulated.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you can't get anything past that. Maybe what sensors they're interacting with and stuff. But you feel like you could reproduce this if necessary.
Cool.
So you can put that down in your sheet if you'd like. Anti-aboleth tech or whatever.
Yeah, that's a nice summary. I like that.
Eli, you find the showers especially welcoming.
Ah. So
But you
great.
can't shake the feeling that you might be watched.
So great after being underwater.
Yeah.
Just me and this bubbles. I love
Yeah.
them. I'm not gonna go from the shower.
Yeah. And you do your shower yoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some sun salutations.
Oops, I dropped the soap.
So slippery, I dropped it again. Guy.
Might as well do the splits.
Said no one ever.
All right. So in regards to these sensors that are keeping the aboleth trapped, what do y'all do?
Just blow them up.
Instead of blowing them up, could we possibly just deactivate them and hold on to
take
them,
them?
maybe?
Yeah, hold on to them. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, make either an Arcana check, or if one of you has like a tools, related thing that would be useful, that's also possible. But
Would Eli's piloting skill help?
actually, Salvina is one with the water, and
Oh yeah, good point.
out there she can very easily unfasten these,
Okay.
especially since she has a little bit of the aboleth knowledge. She knows exactly how to
It's
yeah
just
to
like
get
a
it
light
attached.
bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask if I could assist with that, but she didn't need it anyway. So.
You shine the spotlight from the ship on it.
I helped.
Thumbs up. I give you a thumbs up from down there.
All right, but with that, there is a rumbling from the vessel. Once a few of these are removed, you figure that the aboleth has assumed control, and you see it detach from some of the coral pillars that were holding it in place. The lab at this point also starts to shuck itself from the side, as the space that you were in previously, all the man-made structure, is now being thrown off in heaps of aluminum and metal. And it seems that this coral pod is getting ready for liftoff. Where are y'all bringing your own ship?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's get out of the way.
Yeah.
I hope
I'm
this
in a
was the right
towel.
call.
I'm in a towel on the bridge, kind of driving us.
In a town. You're like, whoa, shower got a little turbulent.
2 hours later.
All right, what's y'all's next destination?
It's a really weird time to take a shower.
Home?
The shower does sound great right now,
I mean,
doesn't
I'm not
it?
arguing it does, but
You should take one then. 6 to persuasion.
Hygiene Raptor is not hitting home right now.
so we. Hi, I'm the hygiene raptor. Today I'd like to talk to you about. So the aboleth like swims off, or or
No, it's inside this thing. This pod is its ship, basically.
the pod blasts off?
It looks like it's getting ready to, like it's preparing for liftoff. It's kind of waiting for y'all to leave the area. It seems.
Do you have any kind of like tracking device or anything that we might attach to this ship?
I don't think y'all ever bought anything like that. You might be able to fasten something quickly out of parts.
Some parts.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, that's fine. Since this isn't like a full-blown permanent weapon, I'll say you can use one tech part to try this out. But yeah, make an Arcana check.
Although I guess they'd have to like let Chrysalis access the parts since they're not.
That's true. You're not technically a full-fledged member. I think.
Yeah, we haven't given you the code to the parts closet yet.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. I know you're all wanting to trust this thing, but just in case.
Are you ready? All right. You've been through it with us. I'm gonna give you the code. Are you ready? You might want to write it down. It's 6, 9, 6, 9.
4, 2, 0.
Yeah.
6,
0.
6, 6.
Chrysalis, now with access to the parts, now that you have the 10-digit code, and yeah, 2-factor authentication, you manage to actually whip something together that you think can track this over a great distance. You know that you just reverse some tachyons and you can get this from anywhere.
Yeah. These old things.
I adjusted the parts.
Okay, thank you. All right, where do you direct your ship from here?
Yeah. What else do we have going on?
I think we
And after I do that, I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm done. I can't stay awake. I hope this thing doesn't kill everyone. Actually, I'm going to go use your shower, and if I can possibly borrow a room, I'm going to collapse.
I'm the only one with a room, but
Yeah.
we do have beds.
Yeah, we all
Okay, a
sleep
bed,
in
a place,
the
corner with a blanket.
quarters.
Yeah, these little quarters, once you close the door on those, they take you to a world of slumber.
All right, so yeah, Chrysalis does go take a shower and then collapse.
All right.
Oh, Yoshi's over there. As soon as Chrysalis goes to the bed, he goes and grabs the SD card.
All right. It's in good shape. You use your little raptor claws to fetch it out.
So much Eli on there.
I think Yoshi.
What?
So
Yoshi-
invasive.
Yoshi walks by Salvina, who's journaling in her encrypted diary, and notices her mom tattoo glowing.
Aww.
Yoshi, what are you doing with the SD card?
We'll take it to one of the public computers.
Public?
And plug it in.
All right.
Like
So
not on our
Yoshi-
ship?
So you're in this room?
Yeah, I'll play it on that big screen.
So Yoshi, there's first about an hour that was motion activated once Eli went into
About an hour.
and you hear him singing.
Dub, dub. Splish splash, I'm taking a bath.
Wow, he's even hairier than I thought.
Whoa! I was like, I look up and I
gotta
see what's
get in
happening
there.
on the screen. I was like, Yoshi, what is this?
Oh, I hit pause. Listen, Sophia, I found this on the interwebs.
Why are you watching it?
Wait.
How weird.
I think I recognize that bottle of shampoo.
No.
Isn't that our shower?
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Yoshi, What do you do to the video? Are you just playing it? Do you quickly fast forward it?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
do
I'll
you-
just fast forward. I'll put it on pause and exit out, but I'll open it back up and just skip ahead 30 minutes.
All right. As you do, you see Chrysalis entering the room in your camera feed. Once the humanoid gets within about 5 feet of the cameras, they all turn staticky,
Hi, licorice.
Hmm.
and they remain staticky for the full length of recorded time.
Damn.
You have about 20 minutes of white noise.
I was ready for this before we even started playing.
Yoshi will pull it out and throw it on the ground and then crush it. And say, tell Salvina.
Wait,
I
there's
was
good
just...
footage on
Oh.
It's too late.
Well, it's Christ. I had to try to figure out what was aboard this ship.
Yes, I'm curious too.
I'm not
as a
sure where that
doctor.
hairy man beast came from. We have to find it.
All right. Are y'all returning to Sagecrest Harbor?
Yeah, we gotta get our money.
All right. So as you zoom out of the plagued trenches below, and move back towards the light of the surface, already things seem a little bit cleaner here in the waters. There you go. So just to kind of reorient ourselves here, I think y'all are heading towards Magistrate Velito, this phosphorescent jellyfish man that I don't think Brizza met, but maybe Brizza's into him. I don't know. Yeah, so he once you ring him, he says, "Oh, welcome back to Sagecrest." He says, last I heard from you, you had found something in the depths. What did you turn up?"
Oh, the source of the disease.
This by the sages themselves. Tell me, did you fix it?
Yes, it appears the originators of the problem were gone, but left behind equipment that kept it going. It should be gone now.
We'll send some people to investigate. Make sure that this won't be a problem for long. Says, do you need any facilities to see this through? Says, is there anything that we can do about the plagued crops?
Yes, I'm afraid I can't stay, but if you gather your best local scientists, I will pass on what I know, and I hope sincerely that this disease will never plague your people again.
This is excellent news. It says once you dock and settle down, it says we'll meet in person. I'll pay you your credits. It says I may be able even to get you in touch with other people that can put your crew's expertise to good use.
Magistrate, some kind of organization was attempting to use the facilities down there for various purposes. I would strongly recommend that your teams search over all of the computers in particular. And after that, Chrysalis heads off to check on Zaldira.
Okay. And actually, before you head off, he says, is there any information you can turn over to the authorities?
Yes, let me look through it. Let me see what I can recover, and I'll see what I can send.
All right. The Medusa's own man nods. And yeah, so wrapping up here in Sagecrest Harbor, you head over to Zaldira, your former worker. And it does seem that she's still, former boss. It seems that she is still actually in a kind of a fever coma. Doing better, no longer mutated or violent, but it seems that this plague did have lingering effects. And perhaps it is good that the group got some additional knowledge.
Hey, did we turn
So we
on
may
that
have to
girl?
cure more.
Bonnie, yeah, that now that you have a complete cure.
Okay. What did you say, Michael? Did we turn in what?
I was wondering if we turned in the pearl that we got to the religious girl.
We did.
Yeah, you got the magic item out of that.
Yeah, she gave me one. I now have a stone of good luck.
Oh.
Chrysalis, one of the MPs looks at you and says, I don't know when she's gonna get out of this, but we can make sure you're notified.
Please do.
Alright. Cool. And what else did y'all want to finish up here? Or go have your meeting with the magistrate?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just want to pass on the cure knowledge.
Okay. Oh yeah. You managed to draw up some schematics and some designs that the scientists quickly absorb, and they're all excited to put it to use now that they understand how it works.
How many credits ultimately did we get per person? I know they had the magistrate did offer a fair reward.
It was what, 2,000 for all of you?
Yeah, it's something really big.
Yeah. So yeah, it is 2,000 split between all of you. So it's 400 each.
Woo!
I give my 400 to the people to recover from this disaster.
Do you like specifically give it to a certain group of people, or are you
No.
just like, I don't want this?
I'll just refuse my share.
Okay. He says, actually, that's good. I couldn't find an account under the name that you mentioned. He says, in fact, I was doing a little research. And he mentions a name back to you that you don't recognize.
Oh shit.
Do you know this person?
Doesn't ring a bell.
He says, I'm sure it's nothing then.
What's the name? What's the name?
Don't tell her, please don't.
It's from one of your deleted memories.
Mm,
Oh.
Literally don't recognize it. Yeah.
He says, no matter. If you don't need the funds, well, I'll at least make sure that the name Dr. Was it Safrina?
Safona Air Schultz.
Yeah, Safona Air
That sounds
Schultz.
so phony to me.
I elbow.
I'll make sure that the name is known throughout Nanalu forever. Says, you've done us a great service.
A statue is due, surely.
Just doing my job.
How many credits would it cost to just kind of make sure that Zaldira is, I don't know, just kind of extra well
You
cared
gotta
for,
think
and maybe
for your
like leave
boss
like
or
flowers and stuff?
So if you want to just, a courtesy thing, yeah, we'll say just a few credits, 3 of them.
Okay.
It actually seems like as patient, 0, so to speak, the one that the first one got the cure, they're keeping a very close eye on her.
Okay.
So you don't get this.
Wants to make sure that when she does wake up, that something welcoming.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'll make a note of that.
And then Chrysalis goes and sends off the appropriate payment to her benefactor.
All right.
All
I
right.
just said I
And,
heard her.
His benefactor.
Their benefactor? His or her benefactor?
should we set out to the place that was mentioned on the document? What was it? I didn't look. The Lich system?
Such a welcoming name.
Yeah.
Did you say that in character, Yoshi?
Yeah.
All right.
I
And
said that to me.
magistrate says, "Did you say the Lich system?"
Oh, I forgot you were still here. Yes, the Lich system. We found some documents on that station that was trying to create this plague, more or less, that pegs them down to the Lich system.
He says, "Oh, I don't know anything about that, but there's another resort station. It says not unlike this world, the Sheol station. It says I have a business partner. In fact,
that's hosting someone there. He says he could use your expertise. He says,
Yeah.
I'll get you in touch with him. He's an Intonid. He says, but hail him once you get to the Lich system. He says he'll explain more.
Thank you. We appreciate the heads up.
So Chrysalis approaches you all as a group and is like, so you say that you do this stuff a lot. Does it normally pay this well?
Listen, what's under your mask?
What do you care?
Well, what if Gacy needs to buy feminine products but doesn't know how much to buy?
You're very strange.
Just curiosity, I suppose.
Okay, curiosity is understandable, but the important thing is what I say and more so what I do. The rest of it doesn't really matter.
Is it like a medical thing? Because if so, I'm sorry, and we can just move on.
Sure.
I would like to know that my healing implements will work on someone of your physiology.
Wow, great point. Can't argue with that.
Oh,
Yeah, great one.
the next time I'm cut, we'll find out.
I want to see if he. I mean, he's obviously hiding something. I don't think I really need an insight for that.
Right. Yeah, you read what he's saying.
Well,
Or,
You know-
or it's saying.
I see you've overcome your previous hesitance. If you're willing to be harmed and not know.
Does it pay well? Usually.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, in a sense.
If you're
Like,
going to say this as a fulfillment,
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like
No.
Yeah.
I mean more like we find a lot of good stuff to send back to my mom.
Yeah. So, to be honest, to put this into perspective,
This is like the first time we've gotten paid.
do you at least find interesting information or
Yeah. the
Absolutely.
phasing y'all collected was actually very valuable. And then what y'all just did was also a good payout. So
Yeah,
you
we
know,
find good stuff, but we just don't get to benefit from it necessarily.
yeah,
so far.
we do this for the people we support. Back
Oh,
home.
and I'm completely behind that, but I also have bills to pay. So I just have to make sure that if you would like my services, I'm glad to offer them. You're actually you're kind of fun, but odd. But
Well, if you
possibly
join our crew, you can save a lot of money on rent.
Look, you seem good around a computer, and we
This
need that.
baby, you see this baby? I slapped our ship. This is fully paid off.
You mean, Salvina, you mean this mama? Tap, tap.
You're right.
yeah, stuff like that.
And Gacy makes a mean spaghetti. Why would you not?
He's an
Gacy
aspiring
makes the best
Italian
spaghetti.
chef.
Yoshi has insisted that if he doesn't, he's dead. So,
It's
excellent.
I will turn him into spaghetti.
Gacy speaks up and says, we got enough resources that we haven't missed a meal yet.
Thanks for that assessment.
It seems
Gacy, did you do all the shopping?
It seems
that you
Gacy
needed
would
to while we
welcome
were
you
here?
on board.
It says,
Chrysalis.
I keep our lists up to date.
Is there anything we need to add for you, Chrysalis? Maybe grandma ointment or
Grandma!
I don't know what we're working with here. That is why
Chrysalis just checks the food stores, Dustin, and just make sure there's enough appropriate food
There ought to be.
for him and she. Okay.
we need to add more crickets, maybe. You lizard person.
No, everything here looks fine. I'll be fine.
Why don't we get a meal right now? You pick the restaurant.
How does he eat?
I guess y'all haven't seen? I don't know.
How do we even know it's in he? Could be a little grandma in need of some ointment.
This seems
Could
to be
be a
the
small
theory so
child.
far from that.
You're right. I'm sorry for assuming. In Medusazoan, we have very little concept of gender.
In fact, when Chrysalis eats, if Chrysalis is around, the mask opens to a certain point, although the face is pretty far back in. If
So
you
you
tried
just,
to peek
stick
hard
a
enough, you might see
hand
something
in.
vaguely useful.
A mouse.
Yeah, exactly.
A gender-neutral mouse.
The shadow of an anthropod's mouth.
Yeah.
A gender-neutral mouth.
It's mostly shadow. It's hard to see.
Teeth, maybe. Some glistening.
Oh, and Dustin, Chrysalis looks through the info that was recovered and is trying to send the magistrate as much useful info as possible, but is also looking to.
Oh my God. It's Mac.
Yeah.
From Mac and me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and shoot that one down right now.
I think we've all decided that it is Mac from Mac and Me.
But
Little shriveled up grandma.
Until
this
proven
technique is
otherwise.
not going to convince me. But it does look through the info to see if there's anything that might be better to hold on to for monetary gain.
Okay, so like you redact certain things.
Yeah, like I'm trying to be as helpful to the magistrate as possible, but at the same time, if there's anything that seems particularly juicy
Yeah.
to sell, hangs on
Got
to it.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I can parse that. All right. Anything else while y'all are at the Nanalu 3?
Can we do the upgrades on stuff?
We'll kind of do that once we actually wrap up with the role play. We'll talk about
Okay.
options and stuff.
Chrysalis does see if there are any stim packs that can be bought on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'll figure out exactly how those will be priced and stuff in between sessions. But actually, can one of you add stim packs to the Trello board for me?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
I want to.
Yeah, well, whatever y'all end up buying, we'll say it's retroactive and stuff.
I want to browse the gift shop. The dock gift shop or
Yeah,
whatever it's
they have
Port gift
magnets and hats that say Sedge Crest Harbor.
shop. I'll definitely get a magnet, but as I pick it up, Brizza, do you want to be at the gift shop with me?
Sure.
Okay, I'll pick it up and I
Let's
look
check
at it
him
and
out.
say, it's been a long time since I've been home. Maybe a visit's due soon. And then I go up to the checkout counter and purchase my magnet. I'm not
I
even
get
gonna
something
click
from-
on that, Michael.
I'm gonna click on that. It's very intriguing. Oh my God!
That's definitely
I'm
Chris.
Very intriguing. It's definitely Chris.
How is this lousy t-shirt?
I'm just reading what's in the link. I don't want to click it.
I can't believe someone made that.
It's somehow maybe not as bad as you might think.
Yeah, it's very cartoonish. Let's put it that way.
Is it safe for
It's-
streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We are streaming.
It's a mature stream. It's a mature stream.
I'm gonna save it for later.
Brizza, anything else in the gift shop with Salvina?
I look for a little magnet for my mom.
All right, yeah, you find one that it's magnet / snow globe.
Up
cute.
at the counter while I'm checking out my magnet, I see a mug that says, "I'd rather be at Sagecrest Harbor," and I purchased that as well.
Yeah. All right. And then are y'all zooming off to the Lich system?
Oh, before we go, I'm gonna respond to Salvina and say, I'd be really interested in seeing your home world. You've never really told me much about it.
Looks like David crashed.
I know that's
Oh,
true,
yeah.
but I can't think of why.
Yeah. I don't really know like how to approach because obviously I don't know. Did your character know that you had memories that you forgot? How much do you know about what happened with the aboleth?
Well,
Did you forget the memory that you forgot a memory?
unless the
also?
aboleth
I
erased the
think it
memory
would be
making
reasonable
a deal.
to say
I
that
mean,
you know that
I
It
mean,
was a whole.
yeah you know that it modified your memory. You just don't know what parts it did.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
remember, but I don't.
Okay,
I
then I'm
can't-
gonna say I think it would probably be a good idea just to see if you have any family left. But we should be cautious because whatever it was that happened, you buried it pretty deep.
Oh, you're probably right. We'll do that.
Give me 1 second. My thing froze up. I need to refresh.
And you don't have this written down in your diary. You know, that padlocked one with the encryption system.
Oh,
I don't know. I usually just write. I don't go back and reread my diary.
Oh,
I'd have to check.
maybe it's better that you don't check.
you put a lot of effort into concealing this information from yourself. You may not want to dig it back up right away. But
Exactly.
it's there. It's there in case of an emergency.
Yeah. And it's out there somewhere, right? Those memories. Just not in me anymore.
Let's just hope they don't come back to bite us.
Indeed.
And let me refresh one more time for Dave.
I visited Safe Crest Harbor, and all I got was memory redacted.
Cool. I can
There
see
we go.
Dave now. Cool. All right. Anything else before leaving the Nalu 3? All right. You are headed to the system, the Lich system, which is a real place. This is a actually. Someone want to make a nature check or a history check as you're heading here?
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
desperately.
could I ask a question?
Yeah.
So
Oh.
we're heading here. Was everybody on the
Oh.
team privy to that memo that you sent us IRL?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, did anyone not read or not understand why you're heading to the Lich system?
I don't know if
I read
finished
it, but I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, there were basically three people in that communication. One was the command, one was the scientist,
science.
and then there was the
Yeah.
recon person. The
Right.
recon person was heading to the system to reclaim their star maps from. They were apparently trying to be sold on the black market, so he's trying to reclaim them.
Hmm.
So
sounds profitable.
how did we intercept that communication again?
Chrysalis found it on the computer. It wasn't apparently it did not get deleted before the station went under.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay. I am all up to date.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you were given the information for an Intinid. Hold on. A man named Agent Jaslin. And he is in fact an agent to the stars. A publicist of sorts.
Oh. Eli, this might be
Um,
related to your friend.
Oh, I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Alright, let me update this. Get some stuff changed real quick. Sorry, what's Eli talking about?
I said that, this publicist might know Eli's friend with the snuggle room.
Oh yeah.
The Snuggle Dungeon.
Yeah.
Still fun to say.
All right. Do we get any rolls? Yeah. So some history rolls here. Salvina and Eli. You know that the Lich system is very unique because it is a pulsar star, a neutron star, which is to say that it already had a supernova and died a long time ago, which means it's putting off a ton of radiation. Strangely, there's a few planets orbiting this star, which is unusual for a supernova. Because the star novaed a long time ago, it deposited lots of very valuable, mineral resources throughout the remaining system. So it is, despite its high radiation and being dangerous, a popular place to be. There is a famous station, the Sheol Station, that is built on the dark side of one of the gas giants to kind of deflect as much radiation as possible. And Sheol Station is quite a happening place. Some of the biggest concerts are played there. And, despite being in a dangerous system, these people that work hard want to play hard.
Dustin, before we get to the station, can I do, I don't want to interrupt this, just to kind of put it in the queue. Can I do an on the way there bit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But
yeah,
I mean,
and that's fine. This is stuff that you know as you're traveling there. So, we'll say that y'all are in hyper jump right now, going between the stars as you're heading towards Sheol.
Hey, do you guys like watching Zanzar vids?
What is a Zanzar vid?
Oh man, he's like this action star, and it's this franchise. It's like the nameless mercenary with the heart of gold. It's like these vids are fantastic. Like they're not like all flashy like most of the stuff you see. They're like really gritty, and they're some of my favorite ones to watch. Like if you guys want it, you could maybe watch one with me. We as we go there.
Are you trying to get subscribers for your channel?
What? Zanzar Malcolm, the action star.
That sounds up Eli's alley. Eli, have you heard of this?
Have I heard of him?
Yeah. He's been popular for several years.
Okay. Well, sure.
Okay, we want to watch one? They're really good.
Because your identity is secret, Brizza thinks you're talking about yourself and trying to get followers.
Yeah,
and
Chris
then
is
the two
extremely
secrets conceal their identity.
No, come watch one of the vids. He's an actor. He's really good. It's a good series.
Sure, I'll watch one with you. Only if
All
you
right, I'll
play
check
air
it out.
hockey with me after.
Air hockey? Okay, that sounds
We
fun.
got a table.
He does wants to play you because he always loses when he plays me.
Hey, quiet.
I will watch this movie with you, but I have pressing matters with Gacy. Just give me one moment. And Yoshi will head off to see Gacy.
All right, hold on. Let me go back to the ship here. Okay. So yeah, you meet up with Gacy, and he waves towards you.
Listen, Gacy.
He says, "Oh man."
I need you to start taking constant, what do you call it? When you check the reserves of our food, I need to know what is going out. I need to know what our new crew member is eating.
He says, "I can tell you what the crew member's eating based off the dishes I clean." He says, we don't need a live update on this.
Oh,
That's too
okay.
easy. We need a complex plan, damn it.
Sure. What are the dishes telling you?
All right, your pal Chrysalis finished a plate of sweet potato gnocchi.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you. Good work, Gacy.
Says, "I think it's whatever any of you would eat. I don't suspect any foul play. The thing hasn't asked me to put human blood in its pasta sauce. You're probably okay."
Doesn't
Alright.
Yoshi eat human blood anyway?
And that's
All
all.
right, anything else on the ship or before y'all tune in to a laser vid? All right, cool. So just to kind of set us up for next time, to give us a preview of what's happening. 1 second here. We go back. So as you, are y'all clicking in to talk to Agent Jaslyn?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, cool. So on the screen appears one of the bugmen. One of these, 4 feet tall individuals that you had interacted with back in the Zalhoot system. And he says, Agent Jaslyn here. He says, oh, I recognize your call sign. I got word from a Magistrate Valito that you helped him out on his resort recently. Says that you might be able to help us out with ours.
Correct.
Right. What's the situation?
He says, well, I will potentially need you to sign an NDA. This involves a very famous pop star. And, he leans in as if his hopes it impresses you all.
Who?
He says, have you heard of the internet, what's some fancy word, maestra, named Ariposa?
Have I?
You have, and in fact, there's a poster of Ariposa in your spaceship.
The pink one?
The pink one is
Whoa.
Ariposa. She's
Oh my
she's
God.
an internet dancer.
She's my favorite.
Are you? Yes. Discretion.
That's the name of the game here.
We'll be getting a private show.
Oh, I have her last album. I mean, that's cool.
It's like, so, Ariposa is going to be playing a show at Sheol Station. He says, now, as you know, cloning was outlawed 15 years ago, but that doesn't stop creeps from stealing famous people's genetic material so that they can try to gene massage, people to look like them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, so we caught word that on this station there's some grubby people trying to breed intinids to look like Ariposa. And as you know, she has a patent on her look. That took generations of intinid breeding to get her as beautiful as she is. So it's not fair if they can just steal that DNA and give it to someone else. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It says, so I need to find out who's manipulating, these other women on this station to look like her. Get to the bottom of this and stop it.
Does this editing, I want to know, like, as a doctor, do I know anything about it? And I also want to know, does it impact already living beings, or?
Yeah, in fact, Salvina, go ahead and make a medicine check for me, please.
Can we say
See.
crystal doctor and not full doctor next time, please?
I use a mix of approaches to my medicine.
As he's talking, there's a pop-up ad for the Sheol station that has a picture of Ariposa as she's dancing and fluttering across the stage there.
We will need tickets to be thrown in with the price.
Ideally VIP passes so we can examine her genetic material.
Well, that's creepy. So these women are paying basically to be genetically modified to look like a pop star. Or
he kind of looks a little down, crestfallen for a moment, and he says, well, sometimes the women aren't necessarily in agreement here. They just look close enough to the pop star, and someone gets a bright idea that, hey, maybe if we do some splicing, they'll look more like her, and we can bring in some more business.
what? So they're like walking advertisements.
That's incredibly unethical.
Yeah, and with your knowledge, Salvina, yes, it's basically gene editing on these, sex workers to make them look like this pop star.
Wow.
Sounds like internet trafficking.
Yes.
I whisper to Yoshi, sounds like this place is full of babes.
Yes. I agree. Usually I'm not that attracted to babes, but something about the way she flies across the stage
Yeah, it's amazing.
and
These
her
are
voice.
These are
People are strong.
insectoid babes, right?
Yeah.
Just check.
Yeah, internets are 4 feet tall insect people.
She's gorgeous.
But yeah, he says, "All right, so I'll make an appointment. If you can meet me on Shield Station, I will. I'll get together the information. We can talk getting you some passes. And but yeah, we want to make sure that whoever stole her tissue 6 months ago isn't using that to steal her genetic identity."
We'll get to the bottom of it.
Certainly.
Which is great. I'm looking forward to it.
What's this contract pay?
He laughs and says, well, Valito told me what he paid you. Says, I'm not sure it'll mark up in the same price as saving a planet, but I know what you're worth.
All right.
I'll have something that'll make you smile when you get on the station.
Yeah.
Chrysalis runs a background check on this guy to see if there's anything useful.
Okay.
I
Make
imagine
a
that Chrysalis
investigation check for me.
is literally just Googling his name.
Yeah.
Well,
Look on
but
space
Chrysalis
book
is
here.
looking through other sources.
Look for it.
Aside from just Google, but of course Google too.
Yeah. Also, dark Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, dark Google.
Known as the Google in the trade.
But yeah, make an investigation check. See if you can dig anything up on this
Deep
guy.
space work.
Did I just roll twice? My bad.
We'll go with that 9.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, I was gonna assist. Oh,
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I
I
was
want
gonna
to
assist, by the way.
Well, even with the
You go
13.
ahead and assist.
So wading through the copious number of conspiracy sites that exist in the future, you don't find anything useful.
Man, the Google's just crap these days.
Space is flat.
Yeah, space is flat. Yeah.
They don't want you to know. We never traveled to other planets.
Yeah.
It's all just a simulation. We've never left our rooms.
All right, and next time.
Sterilizing us through the phasing supply.
Oh wait, did y'all see the picture of Araposa that I put up?
Oh no.
No.
Oh, well, crap. Hold on. Oh, because I didn't change the screen. There we go.
Whoa.
Oh. Can you big in her?
I can embiggen her.
Zoom and enhance.
Oh,
can.
wow.
Those
Wow.
Those are some
What a babe.
very
What a fly
iridescent
babe.
wings.
It's pretty clear that through eugenics she was given more humanoid features.
Yeah.
Well, you got to appeal to the mass market, you know.
Exactly. But we will go ahead and pause, and next time the group will arrive here at Shield
Whoa.
Station,
Mm.
on the gas giant, and start this investigation. See what they can dig up on the criminal underworld, and if that can get them closer to this shadow organization.
Nice.
Okay.
Tight.
All right, cool. We'll break.
Cool.
And yeah,
Awesome.
this begins Eli's episode, which
Oh.
I wanted to see how, at least one part of it, of how the straightest man in the universe would deal with a sex worker problem.
He's gonna try to turn her into an honest woman. He's gonna try to turn her into an honest
He's
woman.
gonna try and pretty
He's
woman
gonna
her.
save her. He's gonna pretty woman her. Yeah.
Quick, someone cue the Roy Orbison. Quick, somebody.
Are we signing off a stream?
Let's leave it rolling for 2 weeks until next time. Just kidding.
Yeah, y'all can see
What
me
was I
going
gonna
back.
say? Oh yeah, just real quick. We were led here because of the star maps, right?
Yeah, this was a point of interest because of the star maps.
Okay,
It just so happened that Velito also knew someone here that
cool.
he wanted to get y'all a job with.
Cool. I posted notes on Trello.
Cool.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, so I guess two objectives: figure out what you can about this shadow organization, maybe find this recon guy, and if not, what star maps were they going after, and can that help you figure out who they are? Sound about right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Dustin, good job handling ancient evil therapy. That was
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I did want to give y'all a chance to either bamboozle or diplomatize your way through that, and I thought Bonnie's argument was actually pretty sound.
it was very solid.
Nice work, Brizza.
That's what I'm going to school for, you know.
Yeah, that was well stated.
Oh wow. It's learning in action.
But GG everyone. We will. Y'all are still level 4. Bonnie, if you need help leveling, let me know.
Oh yeah. Where can I access the document for leveling?
I'll
I
get it for you,
completely
put it in
forgot.
It
here.
should
Okay,
be on
thanks.
the Trello as well, or linked from the Trello.
So, and Michael asked about this last time, but once we finish up with Eli's episode, then we'll do Chrysalis's episode, and then we'll do the finale. Which and y'all will probably level up after Eli's, but I will add some additional abilities into the sheet for level 5.
Sweet. I was
Awesome.
gonna ask.
Is the link for the sheet on Trello?
I don't know if it is, but
Oh, there's a thing called character building. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I found it.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure I put it in there somewhere.
Thank you.
Which list is it under? Assets?
Far right. It's under important notes.
Oh, okay, got it. Cool.
Character building.
Okay,
but
great, guys.
GG everyone. Are we meeting on the 29th?
Oh, so there's a strong possibility I'll be out of town. I'm looking at leaving on the 27th.
Okay.